in the trap, no cable. VPN on while I'm touching on these tables. It's a crypto flip, no need for the label. Still got the blick, serial cradle. eBay scams, got a box full of bricks. Sent that out with a TikTok mix. VPN clean, not a Shopify lit, but I still send a blitz if the money looked if. Smart watch pinging when the cash app hit. Used to selling grams, now it's bandwidth plans. Instagram reels with a fake finance, but the Benz outside got a real finance. Red dude still made room for the modem. Hood pole baptized packs if they open. 2 plugs, one for the tech, one potent. Both dropping shit off like they working for a colon. It ain't no cable, but it's Wi-Fi in the trap. Used to moving packs, now we coding in the back. Same block, it's the new kind of stack. Real ones adapt, fake ones collapse. It ain't no cable, but it's Wi-Fi in the trap. It ain't no cable, but it's Wi-Fi in the trap. It ain't no cable, but it's Wi-Fi in the trap. Used to moving packs, now we coding in the back. Same block, now it's the new kind of stack. Real ones adapt, fake ones collapse.
I convinced my job to let me start this internship program.
I saw that.
And yeah.
I saw the
it's very-
solicitations on LinkedIn.
Well, here's the thing. I had some people come to me directly that I knew, and they were like, "Hey, my child is looking for an internship. Let them come and work for you." And I'm not opposed to it, but I mean, it's really solidly nepotism. So I wanted to give someone else a chance outside of
I was going to ask you how you felt about that.
what?
Like the nepotism thing and people having, it's an assumption that they had their parents go ask you, but
Their parents are usually the ones that are coming to ask me. They don't
Yeah.
ask me personally. I don't meet them until after the fact. But for the last internship program that the company let me build up, I did choose the children of 2 people that I knew. And they were really solid workers. But because of who their parents are, they won't have an issue finding a space in this space. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Gotcha.
So I wanted to open up the purview a little bit. And like I tell my company all the time, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. But I want the people that are taking my place to understand and know why we do the things that we do, to have some insight and mentorship into what that looks like.
Yeah. I mean, I think some people may see that to be unfair, right?
Why?
But it's, I mean, like the nepotism, and you were saying like some of them they just not gonna have a hard time getting into the industry based on the merits of their parents, and it's just a thing, I gifted a graduate. I've been going to like graduations like for the last couple of weeks, but I have this thing. It's an
You're not the
affinity.
only one. Okay, relax.
I am. Well,
I've been mad at graduations. I just came back from Houston for a graduation. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Okay. I'm not gonna say what I was thinking because I'm trying to church it up because we streaming now.
Of course, for sure.
I'm doing better things with my life. That's a
Better.
lie. But it's kind of like people having born with different levels of skills.
Yeah.
Some of us are just born with better advocacy around us, and some of us have to develop our advocacy.
Yeah.
Just like technical or physical ability. Some people are just born fast runners. Good readers or whatever, right?
I I will also say though, that historically I work in an industry where it is predominantly male
Mm,
and predominantly non-black in the spaces that I find myself in.
mm,
So I really wanted to find someone outside of that realm because my counterparts are not black women.
no, hey, Chinese,
And are they what?
Chinese women.
Don't listen to
No,
him.
they are not. No, they are not Chinese. Thank
What's
you
up,
very
Reggie? We
much.
talking about nepotism and things related to it.
Yeah,
Ebony's
we're talking about.
Ebony's giving out jobs, so if you got kids that
Well,
need work,
I'm not giving out jobs, but
you
okay.
get a job. You get a job.
So funny enough, right? So when I posted this solicitation, I got like 172 responses in like an hour,
Mm,
like
yeah,
172. And there's only 2 slots, and it was very generic.
timing is rough.
Yeah, so I had to filter through all of them, and I gave every single one of them feedback on their resumes or why they weren't chosen, yada yada, whatevs.
Mm,
And so what ended up happening was I have these 2 interns. They started yesterday, and my manager said, Ebony, you probably need to give them a little more care and feeding than you are. And I was
mm,
like, well, they started yesterday. And I have had 2 2-hour meetings with them. And I'm like, hey, do you have any questions? Do you have any concerns? This is what I expect of you. I'm very flexible on schedule, very flexible on time. I just need you to complete these deliverables in this time frame. And you can do it from wherever you want, and it's fine. They're
mm.
like, nah, we don't have no questions. Like, all right, great. So my expectation is you just go get to work.
Right, right. They got it all figured out. Let's do it.
Yeah, whatever I gotta do.
My
Like,
job is
here's some
easy.
resources. Go make it happen.
That's scary though. When people
What?
say I don't have any questions, I think I'm good. You're like, are you really?
I'm like, cool. I mean, like, so they just, hey Marco, welcome. So they
What's up,
just
Marco?
finished they finished onboarding yesterday. They got done at onboarding at like 2 p.m. And both of them immediately reached out and were like, oh, hey, I'm done onboarding. Like, what do I need to do next? And I'm like, okay, perfect. Did you complete the 3 trainings that I gave you 3 weeks ago? They're like,
Huh?
no.
Huh?
I'm like, okay, so finish those trainings and come on back. Like, once you get done those trainings, they'll come back to me. They're like, so you don't have any assignments? And I was like, oh,
These are
okay, yeah.
kids.
I mean, I can treat them as young adults and young
Okay.
professionals because that's
Okay.
what they are.
Excuse me.
They are graduated and they have jobs.
Okay.
So I'm like, hey, let's get into it.
I guess I shouldn't have said are they kids. They're fresh. They're fresh out. Or fresh in. Like trying to
Oh,
figure it
very
out. They're
fresh.
still wet behind it. Yeah, because like
Super fresh.
my
They
oldest
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
my
Yes.
oldest just graduated with her BSN and got a job in the ER. You know, shout out to that. Miss Aria. And she called me and she was asking me, she was like, yeah, Dad, I'm filling out these papers and doing this and this. And she was like, this thing about a 401k, you know, should I do this? And it occurred to me like, she's an adult, but she's still figuring it out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I mean, I'm an adult still figuring it out.
Right. We all figuring it out, you know, but it's just like you kind of like lose sight of the growth progression that we've already, you know, traversed long ago. You know, obviously me, Reggie, and Marco did this a long, long time ago where you just kind of going through it because you're a young
Baby
young
steps.
lady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the slowly working my way through. Well, I mean, and I do get that, and I think that for the most part, despite my random facial expressions, I try to create a space where people can come to me, where people can talk to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, I'm going to explain all of these things. I'm going to explain every single acronym I'm using. I'm going to walk you through the flow of information. And if you have no questions, I'll just assume that I did an amazing job. And I also assume that you comprehend everything that I said, and we'll just move on.
Yeah, fair. That's
So,
fair.
the only caveat I do for stuff like that is like, hey, before you come to me, make sure that you thought about. You know where I'm going, right?
Do you look over your glasses when you talking to them? Like you like
You have
you
to.
like
You have to
somebody's
look over
dad
your
or something.
glasses. It's a requirement.
That's intimidating.
Now before you came to me with this,
You call him
inquiry,
son?
Have
Now,
you
son,
applied?
before
Have
you
you
come
applied
back.
your critical thinking skills?
Pull them
before
glasses
you
down a
ask
little
me
bit when you
question?
do that and make it get more.
Now, son, let me tell you something. Well,
Who, me?
He did.
I did tell them today when they were onboarding with me directly. I was like, hey, listen, I said, my only condition, I will answer any question that you have, but you can never ask me the same question twice, because that is a slap in the face to the time that I spent explaining it to you in the first place and the time that you could have been doing something else. So don't ask me the same question twice, but I'll answer any question that you have. And I felt like that was fair.
Yeah, it sounds fair.
And in some ways, that's fair because I do want them to come to me with questions, but I also don't want them to do it wrong. So I also
How do you do
say
it
like,
wrong? They said there's no bad questions.
if I give them a task,
I think it's the assignment done wrong.
What Ebony is saying. So basically, what Ebony is saying is like, don't ask me for a question twice. But if they're unsure, they don't know about something, and they're afraid they're going to mess it up, I want to keep the door open because now I'll remember that.
No.
I'll remember that. Be like, oh well, this maybe this ain't the one.
Make new mistakes. That's okay. Like you've asked me a question, I provided you with information. You've taken and you've done something for 15 minutes.
Like,
then ask me a new question. Ask me a different question.
They got a whole song on that. Yeah, Bruno Mars said, leave the door open. Like, what's your problem with leaving the door open?
The door is open. You can ask me more questions, never the same one though.
I should play that song.
Consent is key, right? Like if someone asks you the same question multiple times, it makes you think that you gave the wrong answer. But you didn't give the wrong answer. They just didn't like the answer that you gave. So ask me a different one.
Gotcha. That's fair.
But you are right, Reggie. Because if you do it wrong, I got a lot of questions.
So you don't have like a 3-strike rule or something?
3 strikes? No, there's no strikes. There's no strikes. All I want you to do is to fail forward. Ask me a question. I will give you an answer. Try it out. Come back. Ask me a different question because what you tried did not work out. I mean, for the assignments that I've provided, there's no one right way to do it, right? I mean, there's a multitude of ways to do anything. So I want to offer some flexibility for you to use your critical thinking skills, for your problem solving skills, for your creativity that I may not have considered. And then I want you to go and do something amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask me all the questions you want. They just can't be the same question. That's it.
That's fair.
I think that's fair.
Marco, we were talking about nepotism and new hires and stuff like that. I know you came in late, so you probably don't know what we're talking about, but trying to help Ebony hire some kids. I mean, not kids.
Young professionals.
Young
professionals.
You got some open positions, Ebony?
Well, I've already filled the 2 that I had available. And I was explaining to Rico that I have some people that I know that were like, oh yeah, my kids need jobs. And I was like, okay, well, let me see if somebody else kids need jobs first.
My kids need jobs, so.
Your kids need jobs too?
My kids.
I already did my 2 roles. Sorry. But next time, I mean, this particular cycle will be wrapping up in August. So if they let me bring another 3 in, then I will keep you under consideration. Your children, rather.
Thank you. So so everybody believe in nepotism, I presume?
I believe in it. I mean, I don't really know if it's something that you can like get away from. I mean, I think you can manage it a little bit better. I think some people get crazy with it, right? When I don't like nepotism is when you have someone that's severely underqualified and they take a role that someone that's more than qualified, should have had, right? I don't like that aspect of it. But if it's a, hey, these guys are neck and neck, or you may be a little bit better, but I already know this guy right here, or there's a network where this guy's in, more proximity.
Or I can tell their mama that they ain't do a good job.
Yeah. That makes sense to me,
Yeah, no, I'm not really into it. I like the relationships that I've cultivated, and I don't want to have to tell anybody that their child is not living up to the potential that they saw in their eyes.
Hey man, they gotta know. It's just like you leave the bathroom, you got toilet paper in your shoe. Who you want telling you, a stranger or Reggie?
Yeah, but I think that goes into what Rico said. Like, as long as it's done right. So if they're making sure their family members equipped for that role, then you won't have to tell them that.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, ideally that would be the case. When I put out the solicitation, I intentionally tried to find people that were not in the community that would have some option for exposure that they wouldn't normally get. And so I spoke to one young lady, and she was absolutely fabulous. She's the first in her family to go to college. She had to stumble into college. She had to make a couple of pivots, and she finally decided that this is what she wanted to do. But nobody told her what a roadmap looked like. Nobody gave her that guidance that, some of these nepotism hires may have received. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, well, this sounds great. This sounds exciting. The only reason that I could not choose her is because she would not be able to hit the ground running. From a technical standpoint, she would have had a really, really, really difficult uphill climb. So I had to find a balance between how much I was going to mentor and how much I was going to get done, and I just couldn't justify that one.
Yeah, I don't like. I mean, it's going to be additional work for you to bring somebody on, anyways. But it's just like, I don't want it to be too much work. It's like it kind of defeats the purpose of hiring new people. If Correct. It's going to cause me to, I'm hiring because I want to lessen my load. I don't want to add to my load, especially in a way that's not really going to be conducive to what we're doing. It's like, shit, I'm working more, but we're not gaining more as an organization. That's a problem. I muted you, Marco, because you got a little bit of feedback or background noise. So I don't know if you know what that is, but you can do a push to talk type thing too on your keyboard while you're muted. But yeah, I think that these kids, they got a leg up because AI is making it hard to fail. As long as you can.
No, it is not making it hard to fail. I was talking to my two chosen interns today, and we were walking through the details of configuring some tools that I needed. And the configuration of the tools isn't necessarily difficult, but it is tedious, and I just haven't had time to do it. And so they were like, "Why don't you, can you just click a button?" And I'm like, "Nah, that's not how these tools work." Because much like AI, it's going to do what you ask it to, but you need to know what it is that you're asking. You need to understand what the expected results are.
Right.
So if you don't know those two things, it's dicey.
Yeah.
I figured out what that noise was. So apparently I hired my niece to clean my house. So she's been here and she ain't cleaning shit. She just watching TV all day. Nepotism.
Your niece? Would I happen to know your niece?
Yeah, you dropped her off and left her.
Oh. So you could have asked me. I would have told you she don't clean my house. She live here.
See, now you gotta tell her daddy what a bad job she does.
You know what? my baby do a great job. She's doing better. She's doing a lot better.
So, Evan, you playing around with any AI tools?
At the moment, I have a few tools on my list to play around with, but not actively because I just don't have time. But I was looking at a couple of agents to incorporate into our enterprise and working on the design for zero trust models for the agents. But I haven't actively played with any. What about yourself?
I was looking at Open Claw, and now I'm looking at Hermes. I'm probably gonna buy a Mac Mini and kick that around a little bit. But I've seen some good things about it. But it made me think about what you said about not wanting the employee to ask the same question. It's like, well, did you provide the right context, the right answer? Because all that's important when you're working with AI tools and agents. You got to provide the right context, the right instructions, because it's real, I guess, specific on what it does.
Yeah, and I've I've done a lot of bitching about AI, like in the past about, I do this code. I'm trying to do this, use it to supplement my coding and blah, blah, blah. And it's always like, oh, yeah, you're right whenever I find something's wrong. But the thing about it is, if I gave it better context as far as like what tools I'm using, what versions of those tools I'm using, and all those specifics, it's probably less likely to jack it up, So I got to that recently talking to somebody about, AI and the ability to, write great prompts. Your prompts have to be very specific, or else, just like a spouse, and they can't read your mind. They don't understand your intent if there's not enough context. So yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, I actually started creating markdown files for the context of specific requests that I make so that when I draft the prompt, I just add the markdown file for the context itself so that when it produces the results, it goes exactly to that. So a couple of weeks ago, I was working on a health benefits tool. And so I needed to look at the health benefits tool from the perspective of a user, a broker, a developer, a entrepreneur. And so for each of the markup files, I had it look at it, but from a different context. But honestly, I think Reggie would probably be the best person to ask.
Tag you in, Reggie.
So to talk about what tools?
AI tools, yeah, and agents.
I mean, the tools that people use are really based around what they need, right? So an agent can basically be built using any tool any language that you want, right? So one of the tools that I use a lot right now is Anthropic, right? Anthropic makes amazing tools not only for programming but for just helping you build. Because the logic that Anthropic uses is fantastic, right? Like, I mean, it's leaps and bounds above ChatGPT, like the logic that they use. I use that a lot now, Anthropic. So when I talk about Anthropic, I'm talking about Cowork. I'm talking about Claude. It's really leaps and bounds above anything I've ever used before. It doesn't give me like silly off the wall answers. It doesn't drift a whole lot, and give me like these weird off the wall answers. It really comes together really, really well. And another thing I like, there's a tool that we use on our side called I want to think it's called I can't remember what it's called, but I want to say it's called Tool. But what it does is that you can actually ask ChatGPT, that large language model, a question, and then Anthropic will go through, review it, and and review it with its own logic and make the updates. Now, I know that's really good for people that really like to use ChatGPT. They like it for simple stuff. But when we're talking about research and really digging into coding and all that stuff like that, I just think, Anthropic is the language, is the model I'm using now. So we started using Claude just recently. I haven't really done a whole heck of a lot with it. But I'm hearing really good things about that too. Also, GitHub got some amazing tools in there. I don't know if anybody's ever messed around with that, but GitHub Copilot is like probably one of the best tools I've ever used if you're a developer programmer, because the programs and the things that we're currently using right now on GitHub that everybody uses now matched up with a orchestrator makes your life a lot easier for developers. So I think those two things are really, really good. If you're a developer, GitHub Copilot is amazing. If you're doing any kind of logic research, deep think or anything like that, I think Claude and Anthropic makes great tools as well. So, I mean, I think I answered the question. Like I said, I didn't hear everything. All I heard was like, hey, Reggie, what are you using? That's what I'm using right now.
You did answer the question. Great job executing that with confidence.
Yeah, you did good, bro. I would mic drop, but thing, what can you do?
You guys are so stupid.
Hey man, I'm a dad. Dang, that was a big.
What?
That's a big swallow.
Well, when you're talking a lot, your mouth gets dry, man. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm doing here.
Okay.
I'll mute next time I take a swallow.
Yeah,
okay?
please.
Golly, pause.
So,
I wasn't gonna say it, man. I wasn't gonna say it.
You know a funny thing about this is that I'm gonna tell you guys something strange, right? So I do a lot of presenting and stuff like that, especially like in over video conference and stuff like that. And I find that I got a Stanley or like something I can like use with a straw, because taking a chug between talking or just quickly grabbing and just taking a quick sip of water just to kind of get your palate refreshed is a lot easier. So now I've been using this when I'm talking a lot. So I made that switch just recently. Like, man,
Was that one of those expensive Stanleys?
Yeah, that joint like $65.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
looks
Stanley.
Put it on the screen. Let me see it.
Bring it up. Now he don't want to bring it up. Gold plated Stanley. He said,
For sure. That's platinum at the top. For sure.
Yeah, I just do like, so, and then I'm talking and stuff like that. I just go like this. And then I can
He
keep
go
talking.
that throaty.
Hey, man, Well, it's easier than doing like, hold on a second, let me take a chuck. And then, it's easier. I find.
You right, man. You right.
So I made the switch recently, even though it was kind of shaky, right?
Might go
It's
Amazon,
kinda
give me
shaky.
a Stanley too.
Shaky. It's shaky. It's shaky.
Yeah. Sheesh. How's everything else going for y'all? Yeah. Me and Ebony, we've been doing the graduation circuit. Y'all been going to any graduations? It's that time. It's that season. No.
I've been sending graduation gifts. I haven't been actually going to graduations.
Yeah, smart. I
There's
probably
money
come out
bags
better
over
doing
there.
Well, I don't, I just be like, hey, my kid's graduating. If you want to contribute something, like you could have asked me to come, but it's fine. I'll send you a gift card or something.
that. Hey, man.
Oh yeah, I get you a McDonald's gift card. Here you go.
Yeah, it's like,
McDonald's
they didn't.
gift
It's not
card
like
is
they
crazy.
asked me to come. They just said, "Hey, my kid's graduating. Here's the GoFundMe or whatever that."
It's a check for $5.
Yeah.
I got like I think they have like registries and stuff
Yeah, exactly.
for like college stuff
Yeah.
they need,
Well,
So yeah.
I only had one of my god kids is going to college, but that's about it as far as that.
Oh, you're a godfather?
Yeah.
You can't tell. Look how he's sitting in that chair.
You gotta put some cotton balls in your mouth, bro.
Come on now.
Make an offer you can't refuse. I can't do it.
So
that was horrible.
but yeah, a lot of graduations going on. I mean,
Yeah.
it's, big families, graduations going on. And, I don't know if whose kids on y'all side and grad? Who's y'all kids on graduated?
My daughter just graduated college.
Okay.
My little brother just graduated high school, and then I got a cousin that's graduating. Well, a couple of cousins graduating, but I'm going to Cincinnati this weekend for a graduation, high school graduation. And that's probably going to be the last one. Yeah.
Ever?
Yes.
Oh. Isn't your son and daughter less than high school age?
I'm sorry.
You just never
I'm sorry.
loved it.
He meant this year. He meant this year. He meant
Ever.
this year. The last one this year.
Ever. This is recorded, so we're going to play this back, 6 years from now?
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
going.
We're going to have
Not
to.
going. I'll be home.
I mean, in 6 years from now, though, you might just be like surrogates where you put on your little VR shield and your body stays there anyway, and the whole ceremony is virtual.
Real quick, there's a question in the chat. Jay asked, what entry-level tech tools or coding platforms do you guys recommend for both parents and children to explore together?
I got anything? I got like a couple of them written on my board, actually.
I guess problematically, I don't have any because tech tools is so broad, but anything is an entry-level tech tool, honestly.
Depending on the age, I'll probably recommend one of those gamified ones where you kind of start with like the light, something simple like that, just kind of do the logic thing. Or otherwise, I mean, shit, no matter the age, I would probably say go with like one of the AI tools, just kind of start asking questions and doing things. Just start exploring. Like, I feel like a lot of these tools, they make it so easy to do what we did back in the day, which is really just explore and ask questions. You learn so much that way. I was telling somebody about early on in my career, I was just on ask.com or howstuffworks.com, asking questions and seeing what rabbit hole I can go down. But nowadays you can ask very pointed questions that lead to other very interesting questions. You can ask the tool, hey, what's a list of questions that I can ask you? It's so intuitive nowadays.
Yeah. And I'm assuming small children, whenever you say children, I'm thinking like little kids. I would always start them out with like Scratch programming. Scratch programming is it's programming with like graphics. Like you have like arrows that point in certain directions and different actions. And that puts them into that mindset of like logical thinking. And you also can create like loops and conditions and stuff like that. So that's how I would start them out. And there's different apps, iOS and Android. You can go with I always recommend Lightbot.com. Lightbot, Litbot, I think is how you spell it. But Lightbot is really good, especially for like young kids, because it's entertaining. It's sufficiently challenging, and they'll forget that they're actually doing like programming. And then they can move up to like, I think it's like Java, light Java or something like that. Or Python Light. So it bridges over into that a little bit. But I got my kids doing, they're doing they do a weekly programming class, where they actually program like little they're like Arduino kids. They started out doing it on a website, and then they shipped them the actual hardware, and now they just started on the hardware like 2 weeks ago. And my daughter loves it. Like me and Marco, we do a class we were doing the STEM class. In the last 2 or 3 weeks, I had my daughter come, and she was teaching the kids some of the stuff that she learned, and she enjoyed that. I paid her a little bit, so no child labor laws were violated. Don't do that. Don't look at me like that. I see you, Ebony. Your camera's on.
So I don't know. I mean, so my son's doing Unity. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know much. I don't know a whole lot about it per se, but I do know that So he's done two things, right? He's done Minecraft, Minecraft Java, and then Unity is this new one that a lot of the kids, he goes to a programming class too, but Unity is the thing that they're really digging into right now. I don't know much about it. So, I mean, I can't really give you a rundown on it. But
Gotcha.
It's supposed to be a really good beginners type program.
Yeah, definitely.
I do have questions though about so I would say the vibe coding is probably a big.
What was that?
I believe that was his cell phone.
Ringtoning. But no, I was saying the vibe coding thing, I would probably go down that path. It seems like a very popular thing that's kind of growing. And it may not be great or perfect now, but I'm sure it's going to get a lot better. So just to not start behind the 8-ball or cue ball, whatever that saying is, I would probably get into vibe coding. And if it gives you something that just doesn't work, that gives you the opportunity to really learn. Because a lot of people crap on vibe coding because you don't have the skills necessarily to debug what the AI tool may have in the generated output. But I think that's an opportunity to get like some testing ground to really like learn some stuff when you figure out what's wrong, why it's wrong. So you can leverage other tools to ask the right questions to figure out how is this logic supposed to work, what's this syntax supposed to look like, type of situation.
That's right. Yeah, that's a little bit of what you were talking about earlier, I think, Ebony. Like people using the tools but not really understanding the output and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a learning tool because if it doesn't work, like you can quickly, figure out that it doesn't work and then try to get the questions to make it work. I was talking to Jordan a couple of weeks ago about a tool to do security scanning on vibe coded applications because I've seen at least 5 instances where organizations have incorporated a vibe coding app and it has completely exposed multiple items behind their enterprise. So yeah, I'm on board with the vibe coding and the failing forward and learning. Problematically, it's how do you do it in a sandbox without the overconfidence?
That seems like a really big thing right now. Like guardrails for, AI tools. So yeah, that's a good space to look into if you're looking to get in there.
I would say that, and you guys probably know this already, but one of the biggest things for AI and coding is Python, right? Mm-hmm. So Python is I know it's a little bit, outside the realm of like beginner type of coding, but
you think so?
Well, yeah. So Ebony thinks not. Rico doesn't think so.
Yeah.
I got a book, Python for kids.
Yeah, Python's pretty friendly.
Yeah. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm just throwing it out there. Python.
Yeah.
Python is the AI coding language, right? So a lot of the models are built on Python. I mean, we have one program that, to get to those advanced tools and settings, it's all Python, right? So, so I would say if there was a tool that you could start using today that'll get you ready for AI, I would say it's Python.
Yeah, because Python is really good for, traversing data. So, yeah.
So when you say ready for AI, like kind of give me some context on that. What do you mean ready for AI? Like when AI is textual based and like natural language, like how does Python help you with that?
So, for instance, right? So to get some of in the background for some of the programs that I try to be as you all know, but I try to be as agnostic as possible when I have these conversations because I'm not here to bring my tools here, right? But to get some of those advanced, like in a spreadsheet format, Python gets you those advanced analytics, right? So when you're talking about analyzing data and analytics, Python is definitely the way to go. We have something. Believe it or not, it's called Excel games. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Go online, look up YouTube, and look up Excel games. It's a real thing, and people take Excel real serious. But all that back-end stuff they do when they're programming spreadsheets and things like that is all Python.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I use Perplexity almost every day, and if you walk through the steps as it's running through your query or whatever it's trying to do, it's using scripts for each of the steps of figuring out what it is that you're trying to do before it provides what it is that you need. Mine usually goes through like 6 or 7 short Python scripts and then ties it into an MCP tool before it presents the results.
MCP.
Yeah, I think it's also using Python to create documents too, like the Word document, PowerPoint. It's all up using PowerPoint under the hood or whatever to do that. Because I know there's a guy I follow on YouTube. He does all of this stuff from the terminal. So he says it's a lot faster, it's a lot more efficient than using the GUI. But I think he leverages Python scripts to manage some of his stuff.
The thing about it is, I guess if you think in code, maybe, possibly, but real life for me, I can't say enough about natural language that comes with a lot of these models. Like the fact that, and it's getting so much better. Like GPT-5, Claude 6,
You talking about like when people like they having a conversation with the AI?
Yeah, I love. Dude,
Yeah,
it's getting so much. Like 3.5, 4.0, it was like kind of crap. But now, man, these natural language models are just getting so like you can literally just like you used to have to be so specific and so like now if you want to get the best results, obviously prompt engineering is definitely still the way to go. But man, it is getting so good at natural language. I just love the fact that I don't have to get super, super as specific as I was. It kind of knows where I'm going. And if you have those large language models that use that memory, so it kind of knows like what you're doing and the kind of outputs that you normally get, because you can build memory into it. You don't have to do that. Some people don't like memory, but like, hey, if I'm normally doing one type of thing, and it's like, so if I'm usually working in on a type of project or a type of thing, it just knows like he's probably talking about this, Yeah. And you can clear that memory up sometimes, but I just love the new large language models. The way you can talk to them just without having to be all super duper specific, I can't, dude. I'm just like, bro, it makes my day-to-day life so much easier.
So they put Grok in the Teslas. So my daughter was in there talking to it. And I'm sitting there talking to it. It's got like 3 or 4 different personas, like different voices, like 2 guy voices and 2 girl voices. And they all got names. And it's cool, but it's still like lacking a little bit in my opinion. And it's lacking for like little like stupid, little probably superficial reasons, on my part. Because like we'll say that this one persona's name is Zach, and I say, "Hey, what's your name?" And oh, hi Rico, my name is Zach. Thanks for asking, right? And I'd be like, all right, your name's gonna be Kevin moving forward. Like, I'm like the asshole like that. Like I don't like Zach, I like Kevin. And then okay, my name is Kevin, right? And so I'll leave the car and switch the car off, and we come back later. Hey, how you doing? And then I ask her what his name is again, and be like, my name's Zach. And I'm like, motherfucker, you change your name. And my daughter, she be laughing, man. She like, he don't listen to you, daddy. Da, da, da. I'm like, all right, we just not gonna use this mode, right? Like, so yeah, she has fun with it, but yeah, I immediately thought about that when you said the natural language though, because it's just like a real conversation.
So I'm gonna tell on myself, I don't use Grok pretty much.
You don't? Why?
I don't have access to Grok, right? So A lot of the tools I use, I mean, I have access to it, but not to it. I don't have access to it like that, right? So I have access mostly within the tools I use is Anthropic, ChatGPT is what I use more than anything.
Okay.
And Claude's large language model is fantastic. I mean, like Anthropic's natural language interpretation is incredible.
Do you feel like Grok's just not as good, or it's just not a tool that you?
I can't speak one way or another on Grok. I've only dabbled in Grok, right?
Yeah.
So when you talk about Grok and how it's being used in your Tesla, I've never had that issue with that.
I don't like it based on my experience in the Tesla. But I mean, that is a beta program. They restricted it quite a bit.
And plus, I think isn't Grok the only company that uses personas? I don't think the other companies use personas like Grok does.
I don't know. And it sounds like a tiny race going on.
Yeah, I know. Marco
be like, who winning? The red card.
So like,
still a little.
I think, and I could be wrong, but I think Grok uses like Zach. Each persona has a certain attitude.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Now, with some of the other large language models, you can tell it, you can like program it or tell it to act a certain way or respond in a certain way. But I think Grok has like its own built-in personas. I could be wrong. I don't know everything, but I could be wrong.
The other thing that I like, and I know you probably have something to say. I'm gonna let you get after this, Marco, because you're just off mute with the racetrack. So the other thing that I want to look into more is like one of my coworkers. His AI, I forgot which one he was using, but the responses was just fucking rude. Like he said it like that. Like he said like, yeah, you're gonna be this and you're gonna give answers like this, and you can tell it like, hey, I want you to go and be super thorough when you doing research and blah blah blah. Or you can tell like, hey, look, don't give me a whole bunch of answers, just give me one answer. I want you to give me the best answer first, and it's and so you can tell it how to behave, persona wise or personality wise. If you wanted to be an asshole, if you want to be super nice, if you wanted to be funny, if you want to be serious, right? Straight to the point, succinct. Those are all things that you can tailor to your personality and how you like to engage with people or machines or whatever. But Marco, you got something?
I was going to ask Reggie. He kept using Anthropic and Claude separate. Isn't Claude by Anthropic? Or are they still two tools by the same company?
No, Anthropic, Claude, Cowork, it's all the same. It's all the same company. So I say that because Anthropic makes Claude, which is their language model, then Cowork is their platform. It's called, the one I use is called Cowork.
Right, Cowork is the one that Buddy was using from the terminal. Where
right.
Yeah.
So Anthropic is the overarching company, and then Claude is their language model, and then Cowork is their
Cowork is the one where you can like give it control your actual system and can do stuff on your workstation, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I still think that prompting is going to be still important because
absolutely.
Claude, like I have projects, which is like folders, right, where I keep my different chats in it, and each project has their own prompts. Like I got one for personal stuff, I got one for this type of work stuff, I got one for that type of work stuff, another one for finances, and I have a prompt in it so it knows exactly what I'm wanting it to lean into when I chat in this particular project. So I still prompt, even with it being better, because you save tokens by kind of giving it a leg into what you want. Otherwise, it's using tokens to try to figure out what it is that you're trying to get to, even with the memory. And like you said, the memory is kind of limited, it's lacking. So you don't want it to get to the point to where you're relying too much on it and it's not there to provide that context that you need.
I wonder if they're gonna get to the point where you can you could prioritize memory and give different values to memory. Black Panther. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things it's like, yeah, I want you to like keep this. This is a level 5 memory. So this will be the last thing, one of the last things to get forgotten. Like level 4 and below memories, those will get aged out before this one gets aged out, type stuff. That'll be interesting.
With what's it called, Copilot, the one that Reggie was talking about with Claude. With that one, you can actually point to a directory and you can have it use that for that source. So what I would do is I would have it output in that
output prompts.
Output the prompt.
We can read live prompts,
in that directory. That way it'll just read from that directory every time you catch data.
It's called grounding.
Yeah, I used to do that. Like when I first started doing it, I would say, "Hey, give me a prompt that does this." That way, I can just play the prompt back in case something got aged out or something like that, just for important stuff. But yeah, and we meditate. Why are you laughing on silent?
Because everything is funny. Nothing is that serious. Everything is funny. All right.
What Black Panther at?
Right here. You want to see her?
Yeah.
She just jumped down to leave the room.
Black Panther's a girl?
Yes. Her name is Carl. She just ran out to.
What?
Her name is Carl. Yes. Black Panther is a girl. All right.
Her name Carl?
Yes, Carl.
Haven't you seen Wakanda Forever, Rico?
Black Panther.
Black Panther wasn't a girl. Well, the last
She's
one.
a woman.
Yeah.
Sure. Wasn't it Cherie?
Shuri, yeah.
Shuri. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So everything is funny. Black Panther is a woman, and as is Carl, but she just.
You said a cat is a woman?
Yeah. You just. Oh, here you go. Come here.
She cussing.
Rico want to say hey.
Hey, Black Panther.
Get out of here. Yeah, so everything is funny. I particularly find it funny when people are comparing AI tools because what you put into the tool is going to make a difference to what you get out of it. So if you put the same thing into Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Cursor, whatever, you put the same thing in, and you'll have something different from all of them. So what would make it better than the other one? Because you understand this response more than you understand the other response, or because the context that you're receiving is different? So, I think every tool has its own place and the thing that you can do with it and the limitations that surround it. One of the things that I have been particularly interested in as of late is the number of companies that have laid off people because they had these agents and these tools that could do it faster and better. Only these tools stop working when they run out of tokens, unlike people. And not accounting for the compute cost or the storage around the governance cost of implementing these tools. And, when you're at home, it doesn't seem like it's that much because it's you and maybe 2 other people. But when you're looking at a whole enterprise and it's 50, 60, 70,000 a day, that becomes something completely different. So I don't know what the sustainability of that looks like, but I guess we'll find out in the upcoming months and years. See how it shakes out.
Yeah, it's a sucky situation.
So Rico, you're on mute, right?
But it's one of those things where I don't think there's a turning back at this point.
Rico's playing.
Yeah, he's
Rico's
playing.
Yeah.
There really isn't any turning back. I was looking at the enterprise implementation of agents within our environments and incorporating some RAG across our environment. And the first question that I asked was, how much do we have budgeted for storage surrounding the governance of the prompts that people are using and the way that they're using these tools, but also for compute? I'm like, because if you anticipate that, oh, this will just be like a little salt sprinkle on it, no, that is not how people are using it now. Like, this is active. I won't even bother to try to figure out a question myself because it can do it faster, but it also does it more expensively.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, I don't know. I guess it'd be fun. I mean, I look forward to asking for a raise.
And they're gonna be like, nah, we're gonna just get another machine.
We're just gonna buy some tokens.
And buy some tokens. We should all have Stanleys next time we come back.
We should all have what?
Stanleys.
Oh, probably, yes.
With
I
golden
usually
straws.
just drink my water out this wine glass, but it's empty now, so.
Water, right?
Yeah.
Water.
I've seen some fancy. Let me tell you something. This is like a basic Stanley. I've seen some fancy Stanleys.
Sometimes I drink water out of that one.
You know that ain't water. You drinking out of that.
I just seen some. Do you stick your pinky out when you drink from that one?
I have to. And
then
honestly,
you do like this?
I also have to do that because they got to know that I am a woman and I'm classy.
So regal.
That came out sounding crazy. I'm a woman and I'm classy.
And I am classy. Yes. Yes. So you will get a pinky up for each of
It's
these.
like threading that.
I'm classy.
I mean, I actually have stopped drinking for a while now, but it's just the glass that makes it seem like I'm still drinking, but I'm not.
Every time I try to stop drinking, it just keeps coming back.
Yeah, ain't that the truth, man? You try to stop the drinking, and then you just come back every single time.
Just keep coming back.
Something keep calling me back. All right, y'all.
But
So
So I look forward to asking for a raise when all of these tokens and compute come out. I've been talking to people about their AI implementations right now for the enterprise. And a surprising number, and this is going to sound like really nerdy on my part, but a surprising number of enterprises don't even consider the governance around their AI implementations. So problematically, as you have more agents that are autonomous, that are taking action, there's no accountability because the agent is doing this. So there's no person, there's no one to go back and verify what's happening. So this is going to be a fun and exciting time overall.
I got a prediction.
Tell me more.
So you remember a long time ago, there was this thing that we used to use called cable TV. And then this other thing called streaming came about. Like, hey, you want to cut the cord from cable? And they charge you all this stuff, and you get all the shows with us, and you only pay one fee of $19. I think we pay only like $50 now, but
because streaming has gone back to cable now.
Streaming has gone back to cable, right? And they got a chokehold on society. Like, it's ingrained, it's entrenched in our lives. So it's just like what was that thing where they had to get this old programming language that was so antiquated that people were just like having a chart. They were paying a premium for that. You know? Yeah, right. You know? And so I feel like once these tools have access to enough of our data and they're entrenched enough in our lives, those token costs are going to skyrocket. And then it's going to be, cheaper to hire people to do those things. So now you got to make a decision. Do we get this expensive machine to do it, or can we settle for it to be done a little bit slower because it's not like it's not a heavy time constraint for it, right? It's not that type of work. So certain type of work is probably going to go back to being wetware, and then some of it, higher order work, or the ones that just don't really care about the money, you could just splurge and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think the price is going to go up on tokens like crazy.
Yeah, I believe that too. And I believe that it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. But we're going to have a fun time in between.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, government. If they do it right, they're probably gonna start taxing organizations based on AI utilization, AI use.
I mean,
And so
my electric bill already being taxed, so
I'm getting taxed on everything. But
exactly.
we
So, I
let's
saw
top it out.
interesting-
Hey, you guys got. Oh, go ahead, bro. Get your thought
No,
out. I was
I was
gonna
gonna
go
say-
ahead and let everybody go around the horn after you get
Nah,
done.
I was just gonna say I saw an interesting article, and and pretty true that the video's gonna start paying people to host data centers at their house.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm into it.
You mean like distributed processing type stuff?
At your house, and they'll pay you for it in video.
Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense. They've been talking about that with the blockchain technology that came about, because that's all a node is. People are distributed processing, so it makes sense. Makes sense.
But that was it. I just was gonna add to that. But that's it. Go ahead.
You got anything else? Yeah, any last words before we close it out? Because I just looked up and noticed it was like past time.
Just barely past time. No, I'm really delighted to see everyone's faces today. I'm so glad everyone is still cultivating their craft and having a grand time doing it.
Yeah, me too. Like, I mean, and I'm glad to have Marco back. That's a good face to have back, right? Y'all ain't agree with me. That's
Even
crazy.
though he in
that's a double insult.
Even though it sounds like he in a train station or at a racetrack or something.
Yeah, like a little rat race.
Little Lenny's laptop is working extra hard today.
But
I
yeah,
just thought it was a vacuum cleaner, but
so
How you have a vacuum and I told you that boy daughter ain't cleaning my house?
I'm not surprised. You shouldn't either be. You shouldn't be either. But yeah, appreciate y'all popping in. And everybody viewing. The first Tuesday of the month, we try to have an open conversation where we just kind of talk about whatever we got going on, because most of our time that we record is spent delving into the lives of people that are in industry, right? We do this for you guys listening out there, for you guys to use these conversations to build out your own pathway to dispel myths, or if you're in the chat asking questions like Jay, taking these opportunities, taking advantage, great parent. We're here for that too. So if you're interested in joining the chat, link up with us. There's a link on our link tree that will give you the calendar that has a link directly to the chat. You don't have video on the chat. You can see us. You can interface with us through the chat, ask questions, give comments, and just guide the conversation. I think that's best because we do this. We have these conversations for you guys. I mean, I like these people, right? So I don't mind talking to them myself, but I think it's a better benefit if you guys out there can guide the conversations that we have in a way that helps you guys, because we gonna rock out anyway. We have a good time anyway, especially if Ebony got Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, Marco, you got anything you want to add?
Nah, you want to pick up the pizza?
Hmm?
Nah, you want to pick up the pizza?
No, I don't. Reggie, you got anything?
I was assuming y'all talking about some off the cuff stuff, personal stuff. But
yeah, my kids spend the night at his house. Want to spend time with the cousins.
Yeah, I don't have anything, man. I mean, we'll continue the conversations. I do have one thing, and we can talk about it later. But I know ran into Ryan. Yeah, he's pretty keen on coming on. So
nice. Yeah. We definitely talk about that.
Well, y'all gonna have me on the show? I was like, hey, man.
On another note, Reggie, we'll definitely talk about that. But I got a question for you. Do you want to pick up the pizza?
No, sir.
Okay.
I have enough. With
all right,
pizza.
cool.
considering the fact that kids are out of school. These cats home and they eat a lot, so I can't be. I'm ordering pizza a lot. I'm ordering pizza a lot. So
yeah. E-Boney.
What's up?
That sounded weird. I said E-Boney. You got anything?
350. Nope, I have nothing. Absolutely nothing. I've really enjoyed our time together today.
Okay, cool. All right, well, shoot. Let's go ahead and close this thing out.
Every time she says that, it feels so good.
Don't it?
It should, because it is. It is.